Okay, I am sitting here recording for the first time in ages. It's been, I'm recording through camera sound, I just realised. Too busy setting up my new lights and new camera. Yeah, it's been ages since I last did one of these, and I'm feeling pretty out of it today actually. I think I was sick around the time that I started it. Different type of sick today, but super hay fever, or itchy nose, itchy eyes, and so it's hard to even see what's going on, especially with this very big bright light. My new camera also has log gamma, so yeah, I'm hoping to be able to colour things a bit better, and the lighting can really help with that. However, I currently have a really dodgy lens. The guy who shipped it to me from Marketplace just put it in a box, no newspaper or tissues or anything, and so I picked up the box and it's a rattling lens inside. Fortunately it was only like $100. It's a crop lens, so for this full frame camera that I have, it's yeah, not very good. Kind of lesson learned, but also yeah, just got a cheap lens, $100, not super cheap, but relative to not spending any money. But yeah, I'm getting another lens soon. This whole like gear thing is crazy, the amount of money lenses cost, and yeah, see what happens when you buy a cheap lens. So it seems like you have to pay quite a lot for just quality. Yeah, I don't really want to spend the whole time talking about gear, but I have been thinking about that quite a lot. And even though I haven't been making videos in this way, I have been making progress, just sort of learning about, yeah, sometimes I wonder if I'm falling into my same old trap, but I've sort of been learning about the gear side of things, learning about the sort of post-production side of things, and then more of like the vision, right? Which is like, what story am I trying to tell? And so yeah, I've sort of been thinking and learning about some storytelling. So interesting, I watched the video of Casey Neistat walking around New York, and just like, that could be an idea, that could be an idea. And the thing that made it so approachable in his description of a story, it was so mundane, but there was still an emotional journey to go on with that very mundane story. And I think it was yesterday or so, I thought about maybe I can make a video of me cleaning up the cables under my desk. It's so ridiculously mundane that I almost think maybe I shouldn't even waste people's time with something like that. But when I think about, what do I stand for? What is the story I'm trying to tell? And yeah, I'm wanting to make, create, build and procreate. It's my little tagline I've been running in my head. And yeah, I guess it's not exactly building, but in a way it is. Like the one of the core things that I want to bring through here is that you can't fix stuff. It's so hard when something breaks that you've bought on the internet. You can't fix it. You just pretty much got to throw it in the trash. Not always, but yeah, so I want to start building things for myself, and then develop these skills where I can make stuff and don't have to buy things so much. At least that's where I'd love to get to. Because yeah, these are light stands right here. I can see these pins that go through it, and if one of those breaks, I don't know, maybe I can probably find a replacement bolt to go through there. Yeah, I could do that. But then the bracket is plastic. And yeah, the thing I was thinking about in the shower this morning is that if all these companies had like their schematics or 3D models or whatever it is that they're using to build these things online, and the dimensions, and people could import the files and play with something, and you could 3D print parts that break, or there could be some kind of forum wiki type situation where it's like, okay, this product has all of the conversation around this gathered in one place, and it's kind of like GitHub, where you'd have a commit history. You could, this is very specific to me and developers. Yeah, you could find ways of going on the internet, finding the 3D printable replacement for anything because someone else also had the same problem break, and then other people can print it out. And then I don't own a 3D printer, but in some future where this thing is a reality, you could go down to your local print shop and they'll print it out for you, and you don't have to pay for a 3D printer, but you can have the collective people working together on things outside of the sort of capitalist silo where you just have a private company and they don't expose their internal documents to people on the outside, and so you can't do anything about it. But yeah, it makes so much sense to do that from one perspective, from the perspective where you wouldn't have so much trash going into landfill and things would last longer, etc. But then I suppose there is the planned obsolescence side of thing where if shit breaks, great. You have a repeat customer. So yeah, that's sort of the sentiment, the principles or values that sort of lie behind what I am wanting to create. So far, like, the difficulty has been just the sheer magnitude of things to learn, to not make this suck. I've been filming, it wasn't too bad. I was using the other camera and getting okay-ish image quality in here, but I think the variability of the outside, I didn't have control over the lighting because the sun would go behind a cloud and all of a sudden there wouldn't be a consistency throughout the entire video. So I've got lights now, which is seemingly a totally vital part of making videos, and then all these other things that you kind of don't need but you need in order to sort of match the bar of quality that people will watch and the bar of quality that I want to create. And so yeah, lots of things that I'm sort of gathering in accumulation phase, which is difficult sometimes because I often feel like I'm not creating. It's, there is learning, but it's still a consumption. It's still coming in, where I want to be generative, I want to be making, and yeah, not a lot of that has been happening because it's just so much to learn. And that's why I'm wanting to come back here, even though I wasn't wanting to come back here today or a while. It's been a bit of a rough time, and so yeah, it's good to be here, letting this out, creating, generating. I guess that's another value of the project endeavour I'm going on, is that humans are innately creative. They want to release the creative flow energy within them, and it's somewhat on a polarity where consumption, taking in on one end, and creating, generating, putting out on the other end. Slides in between the two.